What's good, family? I do want to take the time out to say thank y'all for coming to check in with me here with another video. It's been a couple of days since I jumped on. I kind of been moving left and right with it. But nevertheless, I'm here right now. So if you'll take this some time out to, come check in with me, like I got, an idea I want to pitch to mind. Starting off with a question, by asking, the people out there, what are you thinking about, your day-to-day lifestyle? Do you find yourself to be in like a repetitive loop, like a cycling motion, from day to day? Things kind of feel like they going the same. Nothing is too much new or exciting, really popping off. It's a new year, but not really a new you, you know. Um, Call it a matrix, if you will. You know, we are here doing the same things that we find ourselves to be confined to because these are things that we are comfortable with or comfortable in. You notice you're doing the same things around the same time, getting home around the same time, getting ready to start dinner at the same time, catching the same shows around the same time. I notice myself a lot feeling this way and going through these same motions. It's a different day, but it's kind of like the same thing taking place around the same time. And when those events do happen, I catch myself thinking like, man, I did this yesterday or the last couple of times throughout the week. Why is nothing seeming to change? Why can't I get a different feeling or experience? There's this famous quote, that states, nothing changes if nothing changes. You can look it up. And when I first came across this quote myself, I thought it was so powerful because a lot of us, if not most of us, go throughout this timeline of life, expecting new things and new feelings, but we're not really producing new efforts to receive new results. And that can be from the smallest things to the biggest things, the more major things in which you imagine for your life. The things that I imagine for my life, So I know if these kinds of things cross my mind, I'm sure I'm not the only one. And there's a lot of other people out there as well as myself who catch themselves in a day-to-day loop, on that wheel, that matrix. And then so we then have to begin to ask ourselves, well, what do we do about that? What can we do about that? Is there something we can do about that? And I'm no expert or no genius, but if I may take the time out to share, some things with you guys as to what may help us to embark on new experiences in our day-to-day journey. This may sound a little foreign to a lot of people. Something that I've been doing quite a bit lately, and I really feel like been finding it to help me to really master my whole day just by focus on mastering my morning. If you can find yourself to get yourself off to a good start in the morning time, the rest of your day will follow. And I'm not saying just with this one thing, but in many other steps also. But this one thing that I'm gonna share first is something that is, I feel like, is highly key for, a lot of us to really bring ourselves to a centered space and to allow us to obtain this level of focus to will or manifest how the rest of our day is going to play out. And so this first thing that I'm talking about is taking a cold shower. Now, I don't mean jumping fresh up out your sleep and jumping in an ice shower or ice bath. Let that thing get warm or get hot first. Bathe yourself, wash up in some hot water, for about 5 to 7 minutes, But after that 5 to 7 minutes, then begin to trickle it down a little bit to getting cooler and cooler until it can get to a certain type of cold on your body to which you can handle. Slowly but surely allow the endings of your showers to get a little colder. What these cold showers begin to do, for one, is gonna wake your body up. It's then gonna put this boost to your circadian rhythm, which is your internal clock. It's going to up your breathing. Your heart rate is gonna begin to rise, and it's gonna force you to take more deeper breaths, forcing you to be in the moment, in an uncomfortable position. Putting yourself in an uncomfortable position, such as a cold shower, is a good step to making that change, or putting yourself in a position to do something that you don't really want to do, but knowing that it's providing a good result for you. This cold shower is also going to allow itself to help with your blood circulation, having a total effect on your nervous system. Taking cold showers also has the ability to, lower stress levels. It don't got to be a long cold shower. The cold shower could start with 1 minute. Once you get comfortable with that 1 minute, maybe try 2, and then maybe 3. It's going to lower stress levels, so by the time you get out of the shower, it brings like this sense of relaxation, this sense of focus, which will then allow you to get a jump start to the rest of your day, off to a better start. This one might sound a little silly, to a lot of people out there, but before you leave the house, make your bed. Straighten up the clothes that are on your floor. Excuse me. If you got like little parts of clothes on your floor, like socks over here, or like a shirt over here, or like, some drawers lingering around or something like that, take a little bit of time out of your morning before you leave to straighten those things out. Straighten your bed. A lot of what your living space looks like says a lot about what your space is like in your head. So if you're not taking the time to make your bed, or to make sure your little bit of dishes are clean, before you decide to put some more dirty dishes in there, or even before you leave the house, you're going to come back to a cluttered space, and it's only going to put you in a mood of irritation, or some kind of nerve wreck. This little thing, as far as, making sure your bed is straightened, your clothes are organized in a certain area. I'm not saying all folded up and things like that. Even your dirty clothes, make sure they're all sectioned off to a small space, so that way when you come back to this space, it's on your mind like, yeah, I have to wash these clothes, I have to take care of them, but they're in its own safe space for now. You know what I'm saying? So really make it a point to, as soon as you jump out the bed, make your bed, straighten your bed out. I like to make my bed before I even get in the shower. I make the bed that I sleep in the first thing I do when I wake up. And this last one I want to pitch to you guys, is just as important as the other two that I mentioned. And I talked about this before. If you guys have been watching any one of my last little couple of videos since I started my YouTube channel, but this takes place before you wash them dishes, before you make your bed. This takes place even before you jump in that shower, from hot to cold, or, that cold shower that I talked about. But watch how you're talking to yourself in your mind. It's one thing for somebody else to talk to us in certain kind of ways, in ways that they want to, that we ain't got no type of control over. But watch how you talk to yourself in your mind, and the kind of thoughts that you carry within yourself. I was watching this little series the other day, somebody else's video, and they had a lot of, scientific data, that touched on the idea that the average human thinks from 12,000 to 60,000 thoughts in a day. At least 90 to 95% of those thoughts are subconscious thoughts, and more than half of those thoughts are negative thoughts. Now, I'm not saying, for us to have 12,000 to 60,000 thoughts a day, that we're going to be able to monitor all of these thoughts and be able to consciously make a maneuver within these thoughts, for the better. That's pretty much impossible. We got so much going on that we're not going to be monitoring all our thoughts. That's what the subconscious is for, right? But at your will, at your leisure, as you can, monitor your thoughts. When you first wake up in the morning, feed yourself some positive affirmations. I'm not going to go on a whole spiel, about positive affirmations, but I'm going to give you guys one that I like to tell myself at least 5 to 10 times earlier in my day and 5 to 10 times before I go to bed at night. And it goes just like this. I am confident that all things in all areas in my life are making its way to work out for me, as I am destined to be successful and abundant in this life, so that I may be of assistance to my family and those around me. This very affirmation I say to myself the first thing I do in the morning time, before I jump out the bed, or while I'm jumping out the bed and while I'm getting ready to set myself straight for my day. While I'm in the shower, this is my main focus, what I'm telling myself, those 3 parts. This affirmation that I came up with on my own, there's many other things that you can talk to yourself about and tell yourself and to be confident in, but this is something that helps and works for me. And so the way that you talk to yourself, it is really going to set the tone for your day. It's really going to set the tone for your actions and your experiences and your social gatherings and your social interactions and your mood and how you're going to come off to people and how people are going to come off to you. You have to understand that energy is a back and forth thing, like tennis games. It's not just unvalued spill. You know what I'm saying? There's power behind your words. There's value behind the things that you say. When you write, when people are talking, you're utilizing spelling. These things have, energy and power behind it. So even when you talk to yourself, a thought is energy. You know what I'm saying? That you put out, into this field. So, be mindful of how you speaking to yourself. Now, there are going to be more than a lot of times that you're going to catch yourself thinking negatively and saying some stuff that you ain't really got no business saying in your mind. And that's okay. But when you can catch on to that and tell yourself, you know what? Yeah, I was having a moment, within my thoughts. Observe that. Why were you thinking stuff like that? What can you replace those thoughts with? I'm telling you, man, like, you have so many cells in your body that react and respond to the things that you think and the things that you say and the things that you do in your day-to-day life, whether you believe that or not. That is a fact. Well, I know this video is a little lengthy, you know what I'm saying? And you might be asking yourself at this point, what does this have to do with my life going the same every day and being in this matrix? Because you have to start with making small changes in order to see greater changes. You know what I'm saying? The way that you choose to move, the little ways that you function from the start of your day toward the finish is what's going to help you to manifest new experiences in your life and to really just be able to make those necessary changes that you want to see, that you can envision and imagine in your head. Write some stuff down. That's another good thing to do. I'm not going to go on the whole thing about that, in which that is something that I have talked about before. But write some things down, I really hope that I was able to help somebody out with this video, and if you made it to the end of the video, I just want to say thank you. These thoughts and experiences are some things that I share on my day-to-day basis. I have my days where I feel like I'm in a warp and nothing's changing, But then I begin to realize as I do these small things or incorporate these tactics and techniques into my day, they really do make a difference. And if it does for me, I know that it can for you guys. So again, thank you for sticking around to the end of this video. If you haven't already, go ahead and like, comment. Please subscribe to my channel. Hit that bell so you can see me coming around again. Until next time, I want to thank y'all for coming to Tap In with Tim. Man, I love y'all. I hope y'all have a good day. 100.